Good morning. My name is Terry, and you're listening to Tuesday with Terry. It's a new season. It's a new year. It's a new moment for me. We ran through 52 podcasts last year, and I'm excited to be back. I took a bit of a sabbatical. I took a bit of a break. I needed to recharge my batteries. I'm going to talk about that a little bit today and share with you some ideas and some things that you can do when tough times happen to good people. So I want to share that with you. My name is Terry. I'm your friend. You're listening to Tuesdays with Terry. And I'm talking to you live from Austin, Texas, where, as usual, the sun is hot, the barbecue is sweet, and all the drinks are free if you hang out with me. Any case, I want to just share with you a couple things that have happened to me over the last few months, and why did I take a break, and why did I shut it down, and why did I just need to... I'll call it recover or recoup. And I use the illustration. You know, I had the opportunity at the end of September to go to San Diego, and we had an Orange Theory convention. All the Orange Theory franchises from around the world got together. And I'll tell you something, I needed that convention. I needed to hear the speakers. I mean, we had some of the best speakers, right? Extreme Ownership, Jocko Wilkins. I forget his last name. I apologize, Jocko, if I said it wrong. But it was phenomenal. The Art of Combat, and he talked about military exercises from the Navy SEAL and how that applied to business principles. And the reason I share that story about that is because sometimes when you're going through adversity, or you're having a tough time, or you're not sure which direction to head into, man, you got to get reconnected. And the conference for me was the ability to get re-energized. It was the ability to get reconnected. I had forgotten how many of the people that worked in my organization had never been to an Orange Theory conference. You see, we've been shut down by COVID for the last 2.5 years, and many people were new, and many people had not experienced that energy. Many people had never met Ellen Latham, person who started and founded the workout for Orange Theory Fitness. Many people hadn't met Dave Long. Many people hadn't met the different folks in the parent company. And the ability for us to get reconnected, the ability for us to laugh together, share together, break bread together, and to talk about our successes, talk about our adversity, talk about our tribulations, and also talk about how we were overcoming all of that, talking about best practices. It was just a really good, exceptional 3 days for me to recharge my battery. So the reason I share that with you, if you're going through some adversity, if you're going through a tough time, and you need to, trying to figure out how to get your mojo back, as Austin Powers would say, he lost his mojo. How do you get your mojo back, man? You've got to get reconnected. And one of the ways to do that is get involved with your network, get involved with other like-minded people, go to a convention, go to a conference, do something different, go to a seminar, listen to the good books, the tapes, the videos, feed your mind with the pure, the positive stuff. Get connected, stay relevant. I think that's really important. Second thing is, I said I needed a break. And isn't that true? Sometimes you can only hold your breath for so long, and sometimes you got to come up for a breath of air, right? And you got to come up and take a deep breath in, and you go, man, okay, now we're ready to get back at it. But I needed a break, man, and I decided to take a few days, and I got a chance to go with my lovely wife to Mexico, and we went down to Cabo for 5 days, and we had some of the best of the best. We lived a great 5 days down there, and in a great resort, and we got on a boat, and we did all the fun things that you could possibly imagine in Cabo. And it was just, the sun was out, and then we had to get out of there because a hurricane was coming in. We got back, and as soon as we got back, we decided to rent an RV and drive from Texas all the way up to the Ozarks. And, we're a big fan of that Netflix show, The Ozarks, and Marty Bird and all those guys. So we said, let's drive up there. And I got to tell you, we took 2 days to drive up there and 2 days to drive back. And the best thing that happened out of that trip was we discovered that we're actually not RV people. Yeah, that's not us. We're not RV people. Too much time in a confined environment. Me and my wife, it's just we're not going to do that one probably. Long drives in an RV, not for us. We like an RV and we like to go camp out in an RV, but just take away the long drive. We'll get there some other way, I guess, is how that's going to work. But that being said, I would just tell you and recommend, man, sometimes you just got to take a break. And sometimes you got to come up for a breath of air. And a lot of us think, we'll just push it one more day, push it one more week, one more month. But I can't tell you how important it is to take a break. If you look at the last 2.5 years and you look at your business, and I look at my business over the last 2.5 years, it's been a bit of a grind, right? It's been a bit of a grind, and all of us are trying to move beyond that. As a matter of fact, I looked at a survey just last week from over 1 million people in the U.S., and 80% of the U.S. population believe that we are beyond COVID, which is a great testament to our ability to endure, our ability to get through. And many of the businesses are still in the process, particularly in the fitness business, still in the process of recovering. But I just want to share with you a couple things that I do when I'm dealing with difficult times. What do you do when you're dealing with a difficult time and you're a good person and you mean well and you want to do well, but you're still dealing with adversity? And so I want to give you 5 quick things you can do when things aren't going the way that you want them to go. Number 1, man, you got to get your workouts in. I've started working out again. I took a break from working out and I wasn't doing it. I was going for some walks, but I wasn't really exercising. I wasn't getting my blood pumping. I wasn't getting my heart rate up as high as it needed to be. I wasn't lifting. I was feeling weak. I was feeling lethargic. I was feeling low energy. And I got to tell you, the benefits of exercise and the benefits of working out are endless. It can change your life. I know everybody doesn't feel like doing it, but when you do it and you are done, you feel a sense of accomplishment. You feel a sense of, I did it. Your energy levels are up. The endorphins are kicking in, and you are living a better emotional life. And remember this, your life, when we think about a good life or a bad life, your life is filled with emotions. And so when you start piling those emotions together, when you say, I'm happy, you're happy because you have positive emotions. You're feeling joy, you're feeling happiness, you're feeling success, you're feeling ecstatic, you're feeling ecstasy, you're feeling all of the good things that happen. The more of those feelings and emotions you can experience, you have a happy life. If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling dejected, if you're feeling anger, if you're feeling sadness, if you're feeling mad, those aren't good emotions. And when the bad emotions outweigh the good emotions, you start saying, well, I'm not happy with my life. I'm not happy. So get those good emotions. But I'm going to tell you, the first thing you got to do is you got to work out. Number 2 is you've got to start, I started journaling. Journaling is just me taking 10, 15 minutes in the morning, having a cup of coffee, sitting down with a spiral bound notebook and writing down my thoughts. And what that allows me to do is get my thoughts on paper. It gets it out of my mind. It gets it down on paper. So now I'm not in the problem. I'm looking at a problem, or I'm looking at what's happening in my world. And there's a big difference between being in it and looking at it. Get it down on paper. Start writing your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, what's happening in your day. Just let it filter. Let it sift out. Just start writing. Whatever's coming to mind, man, just start writing. Number 3, start meditating. And when I started this, I didn't even know what meditation was. That's a true story. So for me, all I wanted to do was sit, be quiet, play. I put on some spa music. My iPhone, I tune up my iPhone. I put some spa music on. It feels like I'm getting a massage. It says very relaxing. But I just sit there, and then I try to slow my breathing down, and I try to just sit quietly and think. I don't have any specific agenda. I'm just trying to quiet my mind. And many of you know this, is that sometimes your mind runs away with itself. In the absence of information, your mind makes up crap. It makes up stories. You make up things or stories, or you always think the worst, right? You have about 75,000 thoughts a day. And what do they say? 90% of those are negative, right? You've got to be getting out of that mindset, and you've got to let your mind be still, filter out the thoughts, filter out what's going on, and be quiet. Slow your breathing. And when I did it, I go, man, I got to be here for 20, 30 minutes. And I looked at the clock, and I was there for like 3 or 4 minutes. It wasn't very long at all. So, it takes practice. You're going to think you're doing it forever. It's not. Quiet your mind. Get peace of mind. How to get peace of mind? Find yourself spending more time in quiet, listening to yourself think, letting those thoughts sift and filter down. And that is the time when you will start solving problems and coming up with solutions to change your life. Number 4, don't forget to feed your mind. You're listening to this podcast. I know you're interested in getting better, but feed your mind with the good, the pure, and the positive. Stay positive. Stay on the positive path, right? And the way you do that is you've got to keep looking for things to fill your mind. When you have a lot of empty time or empty space in your brain, again, in the absence of information, makes up crap and makes up negative stories. Don't do that. And number 5, I was on a walk run the other day. This is probably a month or so ago, and I wasn't feeling good. I was feeling down. I was feeling bad. I was just emotionally not in a great place. And my telephone rang, and I answered it. I had my phone on me, and it was my good friend Rick Boza. And he just by chance called me, and I kind of got emotional, and I said, man, did I need to hear from you? And number 5 is phone a friend. Number 5 is stay connected with your friends who will support you no matter what, who will listen to you and give you words of encouragement and be there for you no matter what. And you would be surprised if you are not in a low emotional spot today or this week or this month, then maybe you should be giving a phone call to a friend of yours. I call them encouragement calls, but just pick up the phone and say, I wanted to check in with you. I wanted to have an encouragement call with you. But there's nothing better than when you're in a tough spot and you have a friend call you and said, hey man, I'm just checking in on you. How you holding up? And man, that just opened the floodgates for me and allowed me to open up to Rick and share a few things. So number 1, get your workouts in. Number 2, start journaling, writing it down, get it out of your head, get it on paper. Number 3 is meditate a little bit. Number 4 is feed your mind with the good stuff. And number 5, phone a friend, stay connected. And remember this is if you want to continue low points in your life, what happens is you conceal things, you hide them. And when you hide them because you don't want to deal with them. And then what do? You numb it, right? You numb it through alcohol or whatever it is that you do, distractions. You numb the pain. And then what ends up happening is you end up reliving that, and that goes over and over and over, and you repeat and you repeat and you repeat. If you're looking at getting to high emotional pieces or parts or states of your life, what you need to do is reveal the things that you're going with. Reveal those to a friend. Reveal those to significant other. Reveal it and feel it. And when I say feel it, you have to ask yourself the hard question is, how am I feeling about this? And be real with it. And be real with people. And then you heal it, right? You reveal it. You feel it. Feel the pain. I know it's hard, but feel the pain when you reveal it. You'll probably cry, and that's okay. And then you'll heal it. And that is the pathway to get to a higher emotional state. Anyway, I wanted to share those things with you because as we all do in our lives, and I'm no different than you are, I put my pants on one leg at a time. We all have highs, we all have lows. And when we're at the top of the mountain, we talk about being in the valley, but it's much more difficult when you're actually going through it. So I wanted to share with you that, I've had some tough times here recently, and I've been going through some things, but I thought I would just kind of open up to you personally and share with you some of the ways that I've been trying to deal with it and how it's helped me. And again, those are 5 ways that you can change your life. And as I've said a number of times, if you want to change some things in your life, you're going to have to change some things in your life. My name's Terry. I'm your friend. Have a wonderful day.